right. This is episode one of podcast one. And my name is Darius, and I am the co-owner, co-host, host, everything right now until further notice for this podcast. And my amazing associate that's here today to do our first interview just so happens to be my sister. And we're going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Maia Riccio, and it's my brother.
Yeah. What else? What else can you tell me about yourself that no one knows?
And no one knows.
Yes, one fun fact. One fun fact.
You know everything.
I know, but it's not for me, it's for everybody else.
Okay. Fun fact. I really good at gymnastics.
Yeah, it was
Like
extremely
do flips and stuff like that.
press handstands.
Yeah, that's my stuff.
And, all right, enough fun. We're gonna get into our interview just because we have limited time for our first Zoom interview, but we're just gonna open up and just ask some background questions. So for people who don't know you yet, how would you describe your journey playing college basketball?
Um, it started off rocky. I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of college athletes can vouch for me when I say that. Coming in, you kind of don't really know what to expect. There's a dramatic difference from high school and AAU to college, like competition wise, coaching wise, scheduling wise. I think everything's very different, but I think it put in good perspective how much your work pays off. And coming in as a freshman, you don't always get the minutes you had like in high school or in AAU, and you don't always get that respect. You kind of have to earn it. And I mean, putting in a lot of work is a huge part of like where I am now and where I hope to be in the next 2 years. But it was a lot, and pushing through all of like the mental struggles just of transferring or just like the transition into college was hard. But basketball gave me like structure, as in classes. It gave me a set group of friends, which was great. But I mean, skills wise, you got to work for your minutes. Like defense is a huge struggle in college, like the refing, how every like the pace of everything. So definitely
Sure.
putting in work not only offensively but defensively in the gym, getting your lifts in and everything. Very different from what I was used to, but I think putting in a lot of hard work pays off for
Yeah,
sure.
no, I think that's a good thing to talk about too, because even playing at the D3 level, there's such a commitment from you, physically, mentally, and then obviously academically as well. So I think a lot of people get that misconstrued, like, oh yeah, I'm going to play college basketball or a college sport, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's just as, time consuming as a D1 schedule. You know, you guys are there from morning till night. I personally know your schedule a little bit, so I know how long, your days are and what it is, but it's a testament to play basketball as long as you have and be able to continue to play. But why did you choose to go to Roger Williams?
Personally, for me, we're from Rhode Island, so it's close to home, which was a huge part for me. I love coming home on Sundays for some laundry, some good meals. But it's just a beautiful campus altogether. It's right on the water. It's great. It's small. I like small schools, small classes. In basketball wise, when I chose to come here, I was promised to be coached hard and that this was gonna be hard. And I like having to work for everything. So I thought that was good. And they have really good structure in their academics and athletes. Their student athletes, they have a lot of I'd say they have a lot of resources to help you do well in class when you might be struggling more than I think some other schools do. And it just sounded really appealing to me.
Yeah, no, I know, like I said, I know a little bit of your schedule, so I know you guys play pickup all the time. You guys are always active and doing things. I definitely know that some programs are not like that and don't do as much team building as you guys do, and you guys do tons of it. So I think that's a testament to even more of the work that you have to do off the court, still being an athlete. I think that a lot of people either don't know or they forget about it. You know, it's not just playing and showing up. you're tested every day on off season and on season, especially being on campus. So for the people who also don't know, just tell me what position do you play and how would you describe your style on the court?
I'm a shooting guard, or I'm like a two and a three. I do either. I'm mostly like a drive first guard, but starting to shoot more. Gotta get everything in my
Let it
bag.
fly, baby.
Yeah, gotta get everything in my bag. But yeah, drive first, pass first guard. That's always been my thing. And yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. A biased opinion, just so everyone who's listening. I love her game because she's quick, she's fast, she's been able to shoot. She just plays like she doesn't. But to watch it evolve from being a 5 year old and being able to play rec and then travel team and then high school and then playing at the collegiate level, it's a testament to the work she puts in the relationship she has with basketball. I just want to say, it can get tiring and it can be a lot because you've played every season all year long. It's not just in the winter, and I know that can be a lot. But like I said, it's a testament to your work ethic and your hard work, even when things get tough, because you are able to get sufficient minutes as a freshman and a sophomore, even though sometimes they may not be the minutes you want or the time that you want. I think that you're able to play in any situation. I still think you can play D1 ball up against anybody. But that's just me. Except for me though, she can't beat me. Just so everybody knows, she's not able to beat me. She tries, but she fails every time. Okay, but moving on, we're gonna we're gonna cut down to some other questions, and I just want to know about your resilience and your work ethic. So, what's a moment in your career where you seriously questioned whether you could keep going?
Honestly, this year, sophomore year of college was pretty hard for me. Um, my biggest like weakness, I'd say, of everything is just like my mindset. And it gets hard in college. Like you're juggling a lot. And this year there was just it was getting really difficult. I had some outside issues and it was like hard to not bring it onto the court. And then it would affect me on the court and then it would just like kind of snowball. But I don't know, like it's hard. Like we have preseason. Preseason is brutal. We're up at like 6 a.m. and then you're going straight to your classes. And then we have like 7 to 9 p.m. practices. Like they're very long days and you're not even in season yet. And then when you're in season, like your game days, you're have shoot around, let's say your game's at like 7. You have your shoot around at like, I don't know, like 1:32. And then it's just basketball from there for the rest of the night. Go home, grind out whatever homework you have, and then you go to sleep. And it's like the same thing every day with practices and games, practices and games. And it gets hard. And like I said, especially when you have outside stuff going on, it's hard not to let that consume your game too, because it's just so much of your day that it's
Right.
hard not to let that happen. But trying to use basketball as more of an outlet instead of an excuse has been something that like helped me get out of that and helped me get over that. I feel like when basketball wasn't going right, I was using it as an excuse to be, oh, like, wow, nothing's going right. This sucks. And then
Right.
I would just
Right.
shut down. But
Right.
using basketball is like, you have to think of it as a privilege sometimes. Not everyone gets to do it. Not everyone gets
For
to do it in
sure.
college. Not everyone gets to have the same experiences you have with it. And I think you have to take it as a privilege instead of an excuse. And that's what I tried to do. And by the end of the season, I was like out of that funk and found my love for it again for a little bit.
No, I mean, I definitely, like I said, biased opinion. I've watched you go through a lot of basketball. And it sucks when you see somebody you care about going through struggle. But at the same time, we talk about this a lot. Like you've got to go through your own struggle and kind of dig your way out yourself just to figure out how and why things happen. And you just being able to talk about it is big. But what I want you to do is give me a little breakdown. Like how do you handle days when motivation just isn't there? Kind of break me down just some of the small things you do. Doesn't have to be too long about something that gets you moving or keeps you going, even though you got a day like everyone else and you're just like not trying to have it.
It sounds kind of stupid, but I surround myself with my teammates. My teammates are great and they're always there for me. And there's always one or two teammates that just come to practice every day with the best attitude. So I try to surround myself with that. And something our coach tells us a lot is if you're giving to others, you really don't have time to think about yourself. So the more you give to others, the better it'll make you feel about yourself. So that's something small, but something major.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You know, the people you surround yourself with are the ones who kind of get you through the day. That's a big thing, feeding off people and having supportive, positive people in your life, someone that's not always negative, is great. And you have a great group of girls on your team. Obviously we have the privilege of knowing some of them and you girls are awesome. So, I appreciate that sport and not playing a sport, keeping really good people around you. We're gonna skip one of these, but I want you to walk me through a time when you had to push through failure or a setback in a season.
um, like a specific time.
Yeah, specific time. Could be an injury, could be anything. Could be a bad day, bad exam, anything you can think of.
Um, it's just I haven't had too many injuries, knock on wood. I'm gonna hope that stays like that. But just like the mental blocks, like everyone has horrible days. And there was just like one day and I just came to practice and I was like, I can't do this. Like I don't this is the last place I want to be right now. And I kind of talked to my coach about it and I said that to her and she was like, well, what can we do to help you through it? Like what can we do as a team, like as coaches, what can we do? And I was like, just try to like support me, like encourage me and motivate me. And I had to kind of tell everyone like, hey, I've had like a really rough day. I love my roommates, they're great. I don't know, I just had like a rough day. I had to tell everyone about it, but communication was key. Like if I went into that practice and didn't tell anybody, and everyone was like on my ass about not playing good or having like a sad face or whatever, then I would have just made it worse. I don't know what would have happened, but um, few few of those days, but I don't know, we
Yeah,
talked through it.
no, that's good. I think I'm happy that you're sharing that because I think a lot of athletes in the persona of a lot of players are like everything's perfect. Things are, when you're winning, everyone's winning and everyone's happy. Even though some people sometimes are not happy, even when you're winning. And I'm sure you can attest to that. There are days where you guys are mile high, 5-0, and then some people just don't feel it. And like I said, I think that dynamic on your team allows everyone to kind of fill spots for everybody emotionally and physically, and it's not always perfect, but it's like I said, it's a pretty good group, and um, I think a lot of young athletes think it's perfect all the time, and you guys are just partying and winning games and going crazy, and all the fun is there for sure, but you do have those bad days, and to have that supportive group behind you is important. Um, so we'll move on to the next set of questions, kind of about mindset and growth. I'm gonna pick a few of them. I won't pick all of them. But tell me, this is a big one because I want to know kind of some specifics, but how was your mindset change from high school to college basketball?
Changed a lot. Um, High school, I think everyone that goes to play in college was one of their best players on their high school team. So you kind of have like a little bit of an ego, I think, in high school
For sure.
and some sort of like some sense of entitlement of some sort, not always like in like a negative way. Sometimes you need to, and you have such a big leadership role. So your mindset's just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get this done now and just have like and just win. And that was like all my mindset really was in high school. Like, okay, I want to win. I'm gonna like tell everyone like where they need to be, what they need to do, and then you go into college and you're a baby again, and then the confidence just completely gone.
Sweet.
Just their confidence is like completely smushed. Like you're not getting many minutes. You're getting bossed around by everyone. Like it's just how it is as a freshman. So trying to get my mindset back to like I can be one of the best players is like really hard because
Yeah.
you have so many great players around you and you're playing against so many great players. And like the coaches coached a million players just like you. So I think it took a major dip when I got to college.
Hmm.
getting that back, it's starting to come back. It took a year, but I'm starting to get that back, and soon being an upperclassman, I think it'll come back as well. But just working through everything
Day by
helps.
day.
Yeah.
Day by day. No, I think that's awesome. And talk about, I want you to we're going to kind of build on that question and, coming into a program where you are the new person and you got to get your feet wet and you are getting some playing time as a significant freshman, actually playing in some games. How do you deal with that pressure of being put into games and being put in situations as a freshman and then, obviously as a sophomore?
Um, there definitely was a lot of pressure at first. I feel like when you're in high school, you're starting 3, 4 years, whatever, you don't really get nervous for much because like, oh, you're used to it. You're playing the same girls every weekend, like you know what to expect from everything. And in college, it's just so different. And like when you're sitting there on the bench and you think you're gonna get subbed in, like your palms are sweaty, you're shaking a little bit, like your feet rocking, like it's a weird feeling, but definitely a lot of pressure, but something that our senior or our junior last year senior there, Sophia Coppola always said. She said pressure is a privilege. And she's been our best player for 2, 3 years. Like she's all conference, all everything. And that's a lot of pressure. When she has bad games, we don't always win. So
Right.
that's a lot of pressure on her. But when I talked to her about it, because I was really nervous one day, and I was like, I'm so nervous. Like, it's a lot of pressure. Like, what if I go in and I suck? And she's like, pressure is a privilege. If you feel pressure, that's because somebody's giving you a chance to do something, and that's a privilege. And I kind of like every time I get nervous or I feel pressure, I think about her and I think about what she said, and like,
Yeah.
it's true.
I think that's awesome. I think that's a great quote. I think that's something that will stick with you forever. You know what I mean? And yeah, it is a privilege. They talk about professional athletes having the privilege to play and not the right. You work so hard to be there, and you're given the opportunity to play. And I think you guys do a great job of putting it all together. Like I said, I might be biased, but your game is awesome. And when your confidence is built, you're practically unstoppable. And I did see that with Sophia Coppola too. She's a great big, she's a great leader, keeps you guys calm, cool, collective. Shout out to the Roger Williams girls basketball team for being some awesome human beings and even better basketball players. So I think this year and your last year and however much longer you'll play, you'll do fine. I watched your game evolve, Meyer, and it's amazing. Continue to have that confidence. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. Before I ask these other questions, I'll ask one more. Give me something. Give the people listening something. Do you have a routine or a habit that helps you stay mentally prepared for games, for practices, for playoffs, anything? It could be a dribbling drill. It could be music. It could be a food. What are some things that you do that are habits or that are routine for you?
Music is a huge thing. I listen to music in everything that I do, but especially on the way to games. And on our way to games, I always silent. I don't know. It just I get locked in. I listen to my music and I'm very quiet and like people tend to know not to talk to me. I just sit there and I go quiet. Um and a little like superstition that I have. It sounds kind of stupid, but every game that I've done it, we have one. I have socks and one has an L and one has an R. And when I put them on the right feet, we win.
Okay.
And
Are there times where they're not on the right
it
feet?
sounds silly, but when my socks match, like my left right, it's usually comes out pretty good.
Just so everyone knows, that's a rare occasion. They're usually flip-flopped, different colors, not the right socks, probably.
Usually
Um,
two lefts. It's usually
that's
my
good to
right
know.
side all the time.
That's good to know. No, I mean everyone has their superstition. Shoot, man, I used to listen to the same song before every game I ever played in high school, and yeah, it just used to lock me and kind of get me in the zone. I guess what these kids would call flow state. And just so we know, like when you're in the flow state, there's nothing stopping you. Yeah, we're gonna finish up with a few more. So I'm gonna get into uh because this is a brother sister interview and we're running a little short on time. I'm gonna ask two questions from this category. It's called being coached by a family member. What was it like being coached by a family member?
Um, when I was younger, I hated it. I'm not gonna lie,
Of
I hated
course.
it. It was always like you guys would always just like, nope, oh, you need to yell at someone, just yell at your sister, why not? But I don't know, I'd always like think it was funny. I don't know, you guys coaching me, like that's so weird. Like we were just playing in our driveway, now you're coaching me like in a game. But no, a part of me did love it. And having you like the whole family know how I play helped me outside of games too. Like we'd be home and you'd be like, hey, you need to work on this, this, and this. And I'd be like, yeah, like you're right. And then you go outside, play a little bit, shoot some balls. Like it was fun. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had some fun. Just so everyone knows, disclaimer: my father and I coached Maya and my sister Sophia from rec league at 5 years old, all the way through to man, what were you guys like 12, 13 at the end of rec league, maybe?
Yeah, like the end of like middle school.
Yeah, and then had the blessing to be able to coach Maya all 4 years of middle school, and we
I
had an
got
amazing squad. Like we
I
had
got
more
bullied
fun.
for that.
Who watches this? That was part of that team. You all know we had a blast. We had fun. Christmas Christmas holiday practice was the best. Dance battles, candy canes, candy. I think we had a great team. We always made the playoffs. We always went pretty far. We didn't really go all the way anytime, but everybody played. I think everyone had a good time, and that's a testament to you guys for allowing me to be able to that because that could have went south real quick.
Yeah.
But you have a group. You had a nice group of parents and a group of kids. Hope Highlands. Shout out Hope Highlands Middle School. We did our thing over there. All right, we're gonna jump into these last few questions. So, all right, for everyone listening, we talk about a lot of success, and you have talked about a lot of your struggles and some failures and stuff. Excuse me, but how do you respond after a bad game or bad practice?
Um, right away, something I learned is just like let yourself be upset for a little bit. Like that's normal. Like trying to like hide it is just gonna build on top of it and make you like explode in class after. Like it's not worth it. So I let myself be upset. I'll go by myself for a little bit, just scroll my phone, listen to some music, and then remember like it's one game. You have practice the next day, like you need to lock in. And you just I just have to brush it off, and then I usually go and like hang out with my friends or do something, maybe go like do some homework I need to do something productive to make myself feel better. But it's really important to let yourself feel it for a little bit, and then you gotta distract yourself, get something going, do something like motivating or productive, and it helps me feel better.
Yeah, would you say your like recharging your social battery helps with those, negative days or days of feeling lonely and stuff like that? Because like not a lot of people have that social battery, but when you come from a family like ours, you got to recharge that sucker sometimes. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, so you would definitely say that that social part of your life plays a big role into the positive aspect of like, the outcomes in games and practices and stuff.
yeah, I would for sure.
Awesome. Um, okay, so what is something people don't see about the grind behind the scenes?
Um, like you said earlier, it is D3. And going into D3, it's like, oh, a lot of people play D3 because they want a social life and they want to have fun too. But especially for our sport, it may just be the winter, but it is all year round and all summer. Actually, we have lifts we have to consistently do throughout the week that our coach tracks, and then in the summer, and then you have to prepare all summer for your preseason. And preseason, like I said, it's pretty brutal. Like 6 a.m., 7 to 9 p.m.s, classes in between.
Long
It's
days.
it's very, very, very long days. And then in season, it's literally a full-time job in season that you don't get paid for. But it's it's a lot more than people think. But
Yeah.
getting the gym extra, like we're here, everyone gets like I think a month off for Christmas. We get I think a week maybe, and the rest of the time we're here by ourselves. So taking advantage of a lot of that like free time that we have that other people don't is super important. We have challenges that we come up with as teams. Like we have a 10,000 shot challenge for that month of Christmas where everyone's gone, where you have to get in the gym, get up 10,000 shots, and it like keeps us motivated. It's like a little challenge, but it helps us get better and grow. But there is a lot of stuff that I think people sleep on, especially for D3. It's very time consuming. So to still be playing after the first year is pretty commendable.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you have a nice little routine now. You know what to expect, which is good. You know, you have those freshmen coming in, letting them know kind of what the deal is going to be like. I'm sure not everybody makes the cut as far as being able to handle it, but yeah, you know, I think the misconception is when you go D3 or D2 that it's just kind of an easy cakewalk, and you know, obviously, like you said, it's an everyday, full year-round job that you don't get paid for. No
Yeah.
NILs, right? That's no NILs at D3. Can't do much as far as that goes, but that's all right. We see the grind. So let's get into some cool stuff. So success and defining moments. What can you say has been your proudest moment as a player so far?
My proudest moment. There's one specific moment, and it was this year. It was unfortunately, our last game. It was against WNE, and I thought I played very well. And my body language was great. Everyone was into the game, like everyone was hype, and it was just a great moment for the team. We did end up losing, which obviously sucked, but I think moments like that bring our team closer. Um, but that was probably my proudest moment because, like I said, this year wasn't easy for me.
Hmm.
So when I finally got out of the slump and I got that like good game that I really wanted for a while that I just couldn't get, it was a small but like very important victory in my confidence and my whole mindset.
Um, Man, I can't believe you've been playing basketball this long. It's been a lot of championships and travel, a
Yeah, a
lot of
lot.
games, a lot of games as man, overall. Maya plays 365 basketball from the moment she was probably like 7, maybe we'll say, yeah, about 7,
Yeah.
all the way through high school into college. That's while throwing the javelin, played a little bit of volleyball, right, in high
A
school, a
little
little bit of
bit,
stuff.
yeah.
Yep. So all around athlete. She'll tell you she's just a basketball player, but this girl can do it all. So she is by far the best athlete in our family. My dad might beg to differ, or I would beg to differ, but we'll let it go because it is kind of true. But she still can't beat me in a game of five on a one-on-one. But that's okay. We're gonna move on. So closing. So what's some advice that you would give younger athletes trying to play at the college level?
Say put in the work as soon as possible. I think putting in hard work, it pays off a lot more than you think it does. Like shooting in your driveway for 20 minutes seems stupid, but like adding up, it does make a difference. And most importantly, I think believe in yourself. It's hard to, especially as like a high school girl, even like a young college girl. That's probably the hardest part is to believe in yourself, but listen to the people around you that support you and let people help you. If people are offering you their help or their insight or they're just trying to make you better, listen to them and let them help you. I think a lot of young girls don't like to accept that, but I think that's huge.
True. Awesome. No, that's great advice. Okay, so I'll wrap up with the last two questions. So the second to last question is if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you say?
I'd say work on your shot a lot sooner. That's for sure. But no, like I said, like just believe in yourself and have confidence because confidence will get you through literally anything. Basketball, not related to basketball. As long as you have confidence, you'll be okay.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. And the last question is one word to describe your journey so far.
One word that comes to mind when I think of my journey is resilience.
Yeah.
I've
Resilience. Yeah.
a lot of
Resilience. Absolutely.
yeah, had a lot of stuff come my way, but I'm still here, so it's
Yeah.
great.
I think that's a good one. I think that's really good. It's not easy. Obviously, I know I've seen or I've been a part of some of those struggles, young. Um, it was frustrating at some point to watch you play and not be happy. I think I held on to that a lot as a brother. I always wanted you to be happy, but I'll say that I'm so proud of the basketball player and the woman that you're becoming because all this stuff you're going through is just part of the journey. It's part of what's going to make you realize like what you want to do, what you love, what you don't love, what you accept, what you don't accept. And this is kind of what these interviews are for, is to kind of get people out of their bubble and share their story. Your story is going to resonate with somebody one day, hopefully, and they're going to be like, man, if she felt that way, it's okay to feel this way too. And I think a lot of what your story tells is, even when things may look good or going good, they're not always good. But, as long as you surround yourself with supportive people, good friends, great teammates, and a positive outlook, even though it might not always be positive, you can get through anything. And I think you're proving that, every day. And you're still growing too. So continue to grow. Don't have too much fun. Um, but I really appreciate you being on this podcast and being my first interview. Is there anything you want to say to everybody before we end this? We got about 3 minutes.
Um,
Shout out to all my fans.
yeah, to all my fans out there, um, me and him have not 1v1'd in like 5 years, so he's lying. So I want a rematch, and
You'll
you're
get
getting
that work.
you're getting a little old, so been putting in some work.
Yeah, we might have to videotape this. Well, from the ATM live podcast to Maya, thank you very much for being part of this. I really do love you so much, and I really appreciate you doing this. I am going to work hard to edit this and make it the first best video ever. And it's not your last one. And I look forward to watching you play and dominate this year. So tell everyone I said hi, and I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love you.
All right. Bye.